What's up YouTube, JL Fulks here, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a full rundown of my guitar collection that I have right now at the end of 2020. So, over the years, I have bought and sold many guitars. I've gotten rid of a lot of guitars that just couldn't hang with the rest. And now I'm down to pretty much my core guitars that I use for my live shows and for in the studio. So we're going to run through them all, talk about them, and play a little bit on each one. So stay tuned. Alright, so starting with my first guitar, this is my Heritage Standard H535. Really awesome guitar. I've had it for a few years now. This is my primary guitar that I use with my blues trio. I think the semi-hollow body really complements the blues trio really well. This one's in cherry translucent. Basically a standard H535, except the bridge pickup is a Seth Lever by Seymour Duncan, and the neck pickup is a 59 by Seymour Duncan. This one has binding on the headstock, which isn't like a standard thing for the standard H535, so I had that done at the factory. It's also got the pretty awesome pearl inlay. And it's got Grover tuners, so really awesome guitar, plays awesome, has a great neck profile, definitely one of my favorite guitars. I filmed a music video and wrote a song about this guitar. It's called The Way She Makes Me Feel. We filmed the video inside the Heritage Guitar Factory, so go and check that out on the channel. Really awesome music video. But yeah, awesome guitar right here. My Heritage H535 Standard in cherry translucent. Alright, so my next guitar is my PRS CE24. This is an American-made PRS in the gray-black color. Super thin body. It's got the 85-15 pickups, coil split, three-way pickup switch, rosewood fretboard, maple neck, and it's a bolt-on neck, which I wasn't too sure about at first, and then once I played it, I truly fell in love with it. Really awesome guitar. It's got the locking tuners. It's got a very modern sound to it and very crisp, which I really like a lot, and it's a lot different than some of my other guitars. So this has definitely grown on me to be one of my favorite guitars and one of my go-tos in the studio and live. But we're going to plug this thing in and give her a go. Now this guitar is my newest guitar. It's a Heritage Artisan Age H150 in the Dirty Lemon Burst. Now Heritage Guitars sent this guitar over to me after we did a video together introducing their new line of guitars, the Artisan Age collection. This guitar has been Artisan Age, meaning the finish on it is starting to crack and check, pretty much like the old guitars do. So this looks and plays just like a vintage guitar. It's truly a work of art. I love this thing. It looks amazing. Just look at that finish. It's awesome. Plays amazing. Sounds amazing. The mahogany back really produces a great tone. It's got a ton of tone in this guitar. It's not chambered or anything. And yeah, it's just a really awesome guitar. One of my favorites. I've only had it for about a week and I've already fallen in love with this thing. It's really a beautiful instrument and I truly love it. Definitely one of my favorite guitars. Now this right here is my 1982 Fender Japanese Stratocaster. It's a 62 reissue, and it's truly an awesome Strat. I told myself if I was ever going to get another Stratocaster, it was going to be a vintage Strat. And I reached out to my buddy Matt Schofield, and I asked him, I was like, what kind of Strat should I get? What's a good vintage Strat to get? And he told me to get a Japanese Strat. And I'm really glad I went with his advice, because this thing is awesome. I mean, I really couldn't ask for a better Strat. It's got everything I want. And rosewood fretboard. It's got the gray bobbins pickups. Really awesome guitar. Stays in tune really well. Sounds amazing on recordings and plays great live. But really awesome guitar here. Now this guitar right here is my Heritage Standard H150. It's got a plain top, and I believe this is the almond finish or almond burst. This was the first Heritage guitar that I ever bought, and the first guitar that I ever played by Heritage that I fell in love with. I bought this one at Wolf Guitars in Jupiter, Florida, and I'll never forget the first time I walked in there. I was looking for some kind of Les Paul style guitar, and I played a Heritage for the first time, and I was really blown away by this guitar because it played and sounded just like a vintage guitar, like an older Les Paul, like how they used to be made. And that's when I fell in love with Heritage guitars, and I bought this one at full price. I've used it on a bunch of my recordings. My whole EP, On Down the Road, was recorded with this guitar. My song, I Believe in Love, that has over 8 million streams, was recorded with this guitar, and really just sounds amazing. It's great for blues, rock, and just about any style of music. Truly an awesome guitar, and probably one I'll never sell, along with every other guitar in this video. I love all my guitars, but this is definitely one of my favorites. Now this baby right here is my #1 guitar. It's my 2008 Gibson ES335, and it's signed by blues legend Johnny Winter. I made a whole video on this guitar talking about the signature and the story behind it. I opened up for Johnny Winter at a festival down in Florida, and he wanted to meet me and ended up signing my guitar, and I got to hang out with him for a while, but go check out that video. It's on my channel. I'll link it in the description. But this is by far my #1 guitar. I mean, it probably always will be. It's in the category of never sell. It's truly a priceless guitar. It sounds amazing. It plays amazing. Definitely my most versatile guitar. I've said it before, if I was to sell all my guitars and could only keep one, this would be the one guitar that I would keep, just because of its versatility and the way it sounds, the way it plays, and the truly awesome sentimental value in this one. But yeah, truly awesome guitar for just about every style of music. I love this thing. Now this right here is the only acoustic guitar that I own. It's a Gibson J45. And I had a buddy of mine a while back tell me to get a J45, and I gotta say, it was probably the best advice that I've ever been given, because this guitar is awesome. It sounds amazing and plays amazing. I've used it on just about every one of my acoustic recordings, and that's why the J45 is the #1 most recorded acoustic guitar of all time. They sound amazing in the studio, and I have bought and sold a lot of acoustic guitars over the years just because they just could not hang with this guitar. This guitar basically blew every one of them out of the water. And I've never cleaned this guitar. I've left all the blood, sweat, and tears on it from all my gigs, and I've written so many songs with this guitar as well. Just about every song that I've written was written on this guitar, and I don't think I'll ever sell this thing. It's awesome, and the older it gets, the better it looks. It just sounds amazing. Smells amazing too. The Gibson J45, I'll be doing a full video on this thing. I haven't done a demo and review of it yet, but I certainly will, because this guitar is awesome. I truly love it. Definitely one of my favorite guitars. So this guitar right here is pretty awesome. This is my 3-string Cigar Box Guitar. It was built by a guy named Bruce Gutner down in Florida, a really good friend of mine. And I'll never forget, I was playing a gig at the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, and this guy comes in and gives me this guitar because he heard I was a good guitar player. And he handcrafted this whole guitar. This is some kind of Cuban cigar type box on it. It's got one pickup, one humbucker. I've asked him what kind of humbucker it is, and he just says China. So I don't know what kind of brand it is or whatever, but this thing really does sound amazing, especially for a Chinese pickup. It's got one knob, which is volume, 3 strings, and it's got a pretty awesome neck that he builds himself. It's got frets on it, so you can do the fingering on it as well as play slide. But I usually tune this thing to open E or open G. And this is number 341, so I guess this was the 341st one that he ever made. But pretty awesome guitar. Now this guitar is pretty unique. This is my 4-string Jack Daniels tin guitar, and it was also built by my good friend Bruce Gutner at Cigar Box Music down in South Florida. Pretty awesome guitar. It's got 4 strings, it's got 1 humbucker just like the other one, and same model of humbucker, China, and it's got a tone control and a volume, which is pretty awesome. It's also got frets, and you can play slide on it as well. Pretty awesome guitar. I believe these Jack Daniels tin were some kind of holiday special back in the day. They look pretty vintage, but used to come with a Jack Daniels bottle and then like a glass and some other stuff with it. But pretty awesome guitar right there. I use it for some of my blues shows with my trio. Alright YouTube, so that is my full guitar collection right now in 2020. I don't have plans to sell any of these guitars. Over the years, I have bought and sold a lot of guitars, and some of them just could not compete with these guitars, and I've finally broken it down to my core collection, and I'm happy with every one of these guitars. Every single one of them serves their own purpose in the studio and on stage live, and I truly love them all. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.